Hello, my name's Kate Chisholm and I am the head teacher at Scone Park Academy in Darlington. I apologise that I can't be with you today. I was meant to be, but then staffing pressures at school meant that I had to stay in school. So my school is a large primary school in one of the most deprived areas in the country. We are in the bottom 1% of deprivation. Because of that, we have some behaviour things in school from children which are quite tricky to mitigate. As is the state of the nation, I imagine, with all schools, that we're seeing lots more poor mental health coming into schools, whether it's just due to poor parenting, attachment disorder, trauma, abuse. We have lots of children coming in who don't know how to function in an emotionally safe way in school. I became aware of choice theory when I had 6 boys who were on the verge of permanent exclusion. We tried many reasonable adjustments. We had done occupational therapy, so we'd done deep pressure therapy, regulation, things which can enable a child to regulate their body. We'd had counselling, we'd done Lego therapy, drawing and talking, we've done CAMS referrals, and a lot of the children on track for an EHCP. We'd used a graduated approach. Every single reasonable adjustment that the school knew how to make, we had made, and yet the children were still struggling to cope with mainstream school. I'm not one for permanent excluding children, irrespective of what their needs are. You know, I fight to keep every child in my school, and so I came across Lou Willis-Keeler, who is a choice therapy expert. I would guess she is qualified to do choice theory. And I decided, because I had a couple of looked after children in this group of children who were struggling with school, that I would give it a go. So it is a very intensive course. I think we had like 10 full day sessions with our children, and it's a wonderful concept because most interventions with children try and get them to stop their behaviours and trying to get them to say, you don't do that, you know, stop, the adult's in control, you know, you can't do this because you have to conform. Whereas choice theory is all about the child has ownership, so that telling the child that nobody can make them do anything because they are in control of themselves, and actually it's not really going into the depth of what's happened previously in their life. It's saying, right, this is where you are now and you have choices, and these are some of the choices that you can make. Whatever choice you make, there are consequences, and we have to make sure that it fits within that child's quality world, what matters to them. We've run the session for 10 weeks, and the impact, all soft measures have been amazing. All boys are still in school, and not only are they all still in school, but actually they very rarely feature on any of our radars in terms of behaviour. We've been recently Ofsteded, and the Ofsted inspector interviewed some of the boys who had the choice theory, and one boy said it's the most amazing thing to ever happen to him and he only wished he'd had it sooner. And it's enabled the children to stop, pause, and think about what choice they're going to make, and they realise that their behaviour is a choice. It's not just a case of being, they don't have to react. It is one of the most valuable things that I've ever had in my school, to the extent whereby I'm thinking about seeing if I can actually write it into the curriculum as part of a PSHCE, because this isn't just for vulnerable children, this is for all children. If all children had the ownership of their behaviour that these boys have, if these boys can take ownership, then goodness knows what impact it would have on the rest of the school. So we've run it for 10 weeks, and I am looking for funding to be able to run it with some more children next year. We run a nurture base at school because of some of the attachment needs of our children, and I am desperate to be able to spread the word of choice theory throughout any educational establishment. I'll now hand you over to Lou, who is the brainchild behind her company Psych-Logical, and it's all about enabling children to look after their behaviour and to be self-fulfilling successes. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.